So you're ready to quit your job, take that leap of faith, go full time in art, fully send it. But are you actually ready for that? What's good, Influential Walls fam? If you guys don't already know me, my name is Derek. I am the founder here at Influential Walls. We are a collective of top tier muralists looking to eliminate the starving artist mentality. We work with schools, teaching kids how to start their own businesses, run an adult mentorship program, helping artists close their first 10 to 20K deals, and even working with artists doing $250,000, helping them get to $500,000 and beyond. I've had the pleasure of working with the Boston Red Sox, getting sponsored by brands like Viore, closing six-figure mural deals, and it all started when I was living at my grandma's house with $400 to my name. So this video is going to dive into where I was when I had $400 and what I did to actually become a full-time artist. And I'm going to break this down to make it very simple and easy for you to follow. So the first thing you really need to look at if you want to go full-time in art is exactly where you're actually at right now. If you're at a place where you have a job that doesn't even allow you to put money aside for savings, this is not the right time to go full-time in art. You're going to ideally want a job that makes you an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month at least to save. There's a couple reasons why that's so important. The first reason is your business is going to have monthly expenses. Even just having the Adobe suites, a business email, and access to maybe one or two marketing softwares is going to already cost you $100 to $300 a month depending on what sort of plan you're in. And you want a little extra cushion to actually save money because a business is going to require that you invest money into the business. You also want to be able to invest money into your education because without the education, without the knowledge of how to grow the business, it's not going to grow. So you need money to be set aside to be able to invest into marketing and education. That is so important. Now, another reason why you need to have a job that's going to not only pay the bills, but allow you to save some money is it's going to allow you to actually price your work higher. Let me put this into perspective for you. Imagine you're an artist and all of your income comes from your art business. You're not really good at getting leads and it's really hard for you to find clients that have $3,000 to $5,000 to pay you. If you don't have supplemental income from your job coming in, you're going to probably take any job you can get because you're feeling desperate. You want to make just $500, $1,000, $2,000 to put food on the table. And every single hour that you're spent delivering a $500 or $1,000 product is one extra hour that you could have spent looking for a client to pay you $5,000. Little secret, it's just as hard to find someone to pay you $1,000 as it is to find someone that pays you $5,000. Either way, you have to convince a complete stranger to buy something from you. One of my favorite quotes from Alex Hormozy is sell to rich people, they pay better. So going back to what I was saying, if you're out here just trying to scrape by selling a $500 commission or a $1,000 commission, you're not actually spending enough time looking for the more expensive client. Now imagine you had $4,000 coming in from your job and that allowed you to save, say, $1,000, pay your rent, and pay your other expenses. Well, now you're in a place where you don't really need to entertain a $1,000 commission. What you should be looking for is enough money to be able to replace your income. So if you have $4,000 coming in, you need to get to a point where you can charge $4,000 and get one client a month. Which brings me to my next point. As a beginner artist, you're not going to most likely have the skill set of building a giant social media channel, unless coincidentally you are just really good at storytelling. But for the vast majority of most, people have a hard time with social media at the beginning and it's a little bit of a learning curve. The reason I'm saying this is because if you have a $3,000 product and you email a bunch of different companies or DM a bunch of different companies, eventually you'll find someone that will want to buy that $3,000 product. I also always tell muralists that if it isn't your first or second mural, you just need to immediately start charging $3,000 because it takes a lot of time and energy to go through the designs, the revisions, and the actual paintwork. And if you close 2 or 3 clients at $3,000, you're going to get more and more comfortable raising your prices to the point where you can now charge a $5,000 minimum. Now, if your bills are $4,000 a month and you can get your minimums to $5,000, you just need to close one client a month to make it by. And like I said, because you have that money coming in, you don't need to entertain the clients that are going to only pay you $1,000. You're just going to spend all of your free time looking for the client that's going to spend $5,000 with you, which is another important point. As a full-time artist, you are going to be a business owner. If you just want to paint all the time and that's all you're going to do, it's going to be super difficult for you to become successful. I'm going to put it into this perspective for you. Imagine I own a restaurant in the middle of the desert. There are no buildings around me and a few cars drive by every month. And let's say I have a really good chocolate muffin. Do you think that my way to make my business successful is by now releasing a blueberry muffin and a lemon muffin and a waffle? No, it's not going to matter if there's no cars driving by if I'm in the middle of the desert. The same goes for your art business. If all you're doing is constantly creating and spending no time marketing, it's not going to matter because no one's going to see your art. The reality is, as a full-time artist, you're actually going to spend a lot more time marketing than you're going to spend creating until you get to a point where you can actually automate your marketing or hire someone for it. But to get to that point is going to require money and expertise. So especially at the beginning of your business, you should actually be marketing 80% of the time and creating 20% of the time. Of course, in an ideal world, all we do is create all the time. But in business, the thing that actually pushes the business forward most is doing the repetitive task over and over and over. That's posting to social media every single day, or sending emails or DMs every single day, or going to in-person events every single day and shaking hands. But that's actually what it takes. This is a big reason why I got really nerdy about the email marketing side of things, because you can send emails to companies that you want to work with, but you can also automate that process. When I learned how to automate my emails and send hundreds of emails a day, it was a huge game changer. And this is actually what we teach artists to do in our mentorship program. But our mentorship program isn't free. You have to actually invest into the mentorship program, which brings me back to the point of you have to be able to make enough money to invest into your education or into marketing. And I'm not saying you have to invest into a paid mentorship program like what we offer at Influential Walls. You guys can learn for free if you want and scour the internet looking for the right resources and looking for all the answers that you want. The reason why we offer mentorship is because it will expedite the results. You get the exact frameworks, you know exactly what to say, you have the exact systems because I've already built them and I've seen it work for over 100 artists around the world now. Which brings me back to another point. If you are a part-time artist looking to go full-time, you need systems, particularly a marketing system that gives you predictable leads. Because even if you close a $20,000, $40,000 mural deal, that money is eventually going to run out. And you need to know that every month you're consistently getting leads and that you can at least close one or two deals at that $3,000 to $5,000 minimum. So you need an efficient lead system. The best time to quit your job is actually when you have an effective system for getting leads. So if you're a part-time artist trying to go full-time, you should be spending, like I said, 80% of your time setting up a marketing system that works really well. 20% of your time actually creating, have a $3,000 minimum. And one of the most important parts is looking at your actual job and understanding what that job entails in terms of time allocation and energy. Because there are some artists that work full-time jobs that are extremely draining and tasking. It's going to be a lot harder for you to leave that job because you're not going to have much energy and time left to invest into your business. And to make a business successful, it requires a lot of hours. I'm still pulling nights where I'm working till 3 a.m. building out mural calculators and softwares for muralists to help them grow in their business, which helps me grow in my business. I'm not saying you got to work till 3 a.m. for the rest of your life. I just have huge goals for Influential Walls in being the best, the absolute best access to mural education in the entire world. And for me to accomplish that goal is going to require constant evolving and constant consistent effort on my part. I'm trying to change the lives of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of artists around the world. It comes with a tremendous amount of sacrifice. Now, learning how to make 100K to go full-time as an artist is not going to require that same level of sacrifice, but it will require late nights and being tired. It's a lot easier for you to have a job where you can actually take a day off or maybe switch your shift with a different employee. For me, when I first started, I was a server working at a restaurant. 26 and 27-year-old working at a restaurant was super, super humbling. A lot of my friends were in their careers and they had started making six figures. But that sacrifice of those 2 years was so worth it because now I make more money than almost all my friends, which isn't always the best thing because I'm trying to surround myself with people that make more money than me. But, anyways, going back to my point, those humbling years allowed me to build systems that allow me to now make hundreds of thousands of dollars in mural sales every single year, not even including the educational products that we sell. So, you have to have a job that's going to give you enough leniency to still be able to deliver your artwork and to deliver murals or branding packages, graphic design, or whatever your $3,000 to $5,000 product is. You still need to have time and sanity available for your business, for yourself, for your future. And for those of you watching this video that are not yet full time, I promise you it's possible. I promise you the pain that you're feeling right now is worth it. If you hate your job, channel that energy and use it to build your dream. Tell yourself you're never going back to this and that you have something much bigger planned for yourself. Because if I could write a letter back to 2020, Derek, when I had just painted my first $300 mural, and I told that Derek, each year we're selling over 300K worth of murals, we're mentoring artists around the world, we're curating our own artist retreats in Portugal, Miami, Austin. All of your friends are these art influencers now. 2020 Derek would be in complete disbelief. Face your dreams because you can do this. You are capable of anything you set your mind to. Just make sure for this chapter in your journey that you have humility, that you build frameworks, that you invest into your marketing, and that you invest into your education. The world needs your art. See you guys in the next video. Peace.